I will put on record. So what we are doing, what we have been doing, that indicates the title, to become a seeker. And it is a journey. We may fall, but we may fall to succeed. That should be attitude. I failed, I would say 100 times, thousands of times. But gradually, slowly, we are able to purify the mind. And we are there. We may succeed today and fall again. Why? Because trillions of impressions are there in our mind, which has a wrong notions, delusion, and they are waiting to be released. Purify. That is what is meaning of purification of the mind and the purification of the intellect. We should not get carried away by any blind belief. So it is very important that we should not get carried away by any blind belief. Why? It is very important to me. I want to know who am I. And if you have a blind belief about politicians, that is okay. But to have a blind belief and a wrong notion about ourselves will cause a lot of suffering. So that is why we are understanding and practicing how to become a seeker. So again, always remember what is the subject matter. It is who am I? Why I want to know who am I? Because I am suffering. So once I find out this I-ness has no way to get rid of the suffering, then at least we are happy. Okay, suffering, let me continue. But if I discover that real I never suffers, if I discover, so our subject matter should be very clear all the time, 24/7. Honey said me something and then I start suffering. Some stranger said something, I start suffering. I broke my phone, I start suffering. So it is the I. So subject matter should be very clear that who is suffering. If that I in me has no way to get rid of this suffering, at least we'll be happy. There is no way. And if we find the real self, that is what our masters are saying of permanent peace and happiness, love and wisdom, then we are done. So the term is used in our tradition is awakening to my real nature. So, and what is the goal? After knowing who am I, end of suffering. And who is seeking? A seeker. I must transition from a person to be a seeker to bring an end to the suffering. Otherwise, nothing will happen. Where? How? From whom? Simple. Knowledge from the Eastern wisdom, personalized by the teacher. Now there is another point. Here we should always remember that we follow the entire journey. I do not know, let me know it. So this process is known as Shravanam in Sanskrit. Now see the application of this. I don't know, let me know it. So keep in your mind. The seeker keeps in the mind the moment the seeker is frustrated, he reminds or she reminds herself or himself, oh, I got upset because I don't know. Don't start blaming anyone. See, the attitude will change in our day-to-day life. You see, just see that. Never get frustrated when your mind says, I am upset, I am frustrated, I have an anxiety. Start knowing what went wrong. Did you understand? So that is why we are continuing learning these principles. The time will come, the mind is pure, it receives this teaching of our great masters without any doubt. That is the second step. I do not understand, let me understand. So we started, say for example, I am frustrated. So I want to know why I am frustrated. Then I start understanding it. Then I realize that all these frustration, upset, anxiety, reaction, suffering enters in my life only because of a wrong notion. Delusion. So we lay extreme stress on clarity, understanding our daily life. And followed by practice. Now I don't experience, I have understood. So again, I do not allow the mind to go back to the same. You see that I have understood, I have attended many of your sessions, nothing has happened. Nothing will happen. Why anything will happen? Unless you take the step. Because it is you who wants to know who you are. So it means I understand clearly through the intellect. I am frustrated, let me know it. Why I am frustrated, let me inquire and understand it. And you will find the cause of frustration, upset, anxiety, reaction, anger, hesitation, blame, complaint is because of the mind is impure. What is the meaning of mind is impure? The mind is attached to something outside. And that attachment has an expectation and a desire that you should give me happiness. Whether it is a person, thing, event. Oh, you did not wish me on my birthday, and now I'm upset. Unnecessarily. So, okay, let me wish you your birthday. You should live for 300 years. And the next day you die. Don't get upset. That is our nature, not to get upset. We can have that attitude in our life. No, I don't feel the change. Practice. Find the time to practice and you will see the tremendous change in your life. So we should always remember, I do not know, let me know it. With reference to the mind that is causing the trouble. And I do not understand, let me understand it. Mind, why nobody wishes you on your birthday? Why you are crazy? You see that? Small things, little things makes our life very crazy. So I don't change. So I have to continue the journey in order to know what causes me not to change my life. You see, the entire reasoning, the rational interpretation, freedom from the blind belief, wrong notions, we are living in totally a different level. So what happens, should not be a point of ego. what happens is seeker starts living above the society. The society lives at the unconscious level, habitual, instinctive. How are you? I am fine, thank you. You know, society. Habitual and unconscious level. But because your level of awareness goes up, so you take the things, whatever is coming, with clarity. Somebody is upset over you. Says, calm down, let me know why you are upset. But sometimes people are not ready to listen. Calm. No need. So we are coming to the sixth treasure in the fourfold practices. We have understood discernment, dispassion, and then the desire for freedom. So make it remember like 3D or DQ. Desire, desire for freedom only happens in the mind of a seeker. So there are two types of desire. One is desire for something outside, and here is a desire for freedom, 3D. And then we have 6 treasures. We have covered 5. So what are those? Sama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha. The last week we covered faith, belief, pending inquiry. And the last one is Samadhana that we are going to take up today. But before that, we should understand that I stressed on that. I have understood it clearly. So then you are a seeker. Now apply that in your life. So when you apply that in your life, in your action is karma. So when you apply all these principles in your daily life, the karma becomes karma yoga. My friends, Lara, that is the real nature of the karma yoga. I apply that in all my life. From moment to moment, in relationship, in profession, whether I go to mall or I talk to my kids, anywhere. So you see that every action I need to become aware. So it means I think before I speak. All those principles comes. So what happens when you are doing karma yoga? There is a subtle change that takes place in our mind and intellect. We feel consciously connected to the entire world, existence. And that leads to bhakti yoga. We will talk about that. Bhakti yoga means the yoga of love. Yoga of love. Yes, one more point as we go ahead. That once we are a seeker, our masters, majority of the masters, they talk about there are 9 topics to be covered. That leads to freedom and that leads to awakening. I would say in Yoga Sutra there are 12 different topics are covered in 195 Sutra. Different topics that helps the mind and the intellect, leads to awakening and realization of the real nature. So definitely we are going to start with that after a few weeks. Now comes Samadhanam. The word is Samadhan, Sanskrit word. It means samadhi, it means one-pointedness. And it also means solution. See the beauty of the word. There are 3 meanings. Samadhanam kim. So chitta ekagrata. It means one-pointedness. It means samadhi, the highest state of meditation. The mind starts having a glimpse of that, what exactly it is. And the third is solution. Solution of what? Solution of the problems. Delusion, wrong notion, being upset, etc., etc., long list. 3 meanings. Don't you find the change in your life in these few months when you have started understanding all these principles? So you see that is also the meaning of the, oh yes, I'm able to solve. Why? Solution is waiting for the seeker after the seeker followed all the steps of these practices. Now understand what is this one-pointedness. Is the result of all the practices to become a seeker. It is not one-pointed is not a concentration of modern psychology. In modern psychology, we say oscillation of attention and focus, or simply the attention. They talk about the two things with reference to the thoughts and feeling and emotions. What we are saying in Eastern wisdom, when you have done Sama, Dhamma, all the five treasures, preceded by discernment and dispassion. So what happens? The mind constantly is aware that no, let me maintain my awareness on who am I. So what happens to the mind? Now the mind that was running outside in millions of directions stops running. What is the result? One-pointedness. So our one-pointedness is the result of the previous steps. So normally what happens, you are not a seeker, you are attending the session, and I use the word one-pointedness, you say, oh, I have to focus. So how you share your experiences, I'm not able to focus. See that? See the connection. So it is not an attention opposite of oscillation of attention of modern psychology. You are calm, there is a sensory control, you are beyond the likes and dislikes, there is a level of endurance which is developed in your mind, there is a faith that brings your life become very casual and natural in day to day. Even if you have a lot of challenges, challenges are there, so I have to find a solution. So the mind and intellect is clear. Look at it. Think of it. If you do not think, nothing will happen. I told you that the live session means teacher, knowledge in the seeker. But second step, I do not understand. Let me understand. Then close your eyes, focus on these principles, contemplate, ask the questions. What happens? The knowledge and the seeker mind is together. So what will happen? It will give a clarity and understanding. And you say, why mind, you are running everywhere. You have been running days after days, weeks after weeks, and nothing happened. Now is the time to stop it. So you are educating the mind consciously, not by force, not by suppression, not by control, but by discernment and dispassion. Think of it. Samadhanam has three meanings: one-pointedness, solution, and the higher state of meditation. Now that mind is always ready for meditation. Anywhere, everywhere. In any condition, in all conditions. In any relationship, in all relationships. So that mind is full of joy. This is explained by the Patanjali in possibly 22 or 22nd sutras of first chapter. Ishwar Pranidhana. Those people who cannot contemplate and reflect, they are yet to absorb and digest and assimilate the knowledge that we covered before. Then it is a good idea to have an image. Any image, maybe of Shiva or your own image. Just meditate on your shape and the size and the image. So that also helps us to reach to Samadhana. Understood that clear, understand that clear with clarity. Samadhanam, pick up the solution. When the mind is carried away by the impressions from the past in relationship to the objects of the world, the moment you are aware in the first stage, you feel, oh, it's very good. Let my mind move there. I will have a pleasure. Warn, caution, through discernment, through dispassion. Mind, don't get excited. Every excitement resulted in frustration. You know, we have an American term. Are you excited? No, I'm not excited. You see, there's a very, very normal, hey, are you excited to meet me? You know, on the LinkedIn, the guy told me that I will show you the path to become an influencer. I said, no, I'm a humble seeker. I don't want to be an influencer. Do you have anything to say? No, then you are not the right prospect. I said, thank you. Definitely, I'm not the right prospect. Now, with due respect, Bill Gates is the highest influencer. After that, I will not say anything. We are not interested in that. You continue your journey. You will be rewarded much more than you expect. It is not a reward that you guys are listening to me and girls are listening to me with all humility. Is it not? It takes time. So remember this. That is what the Samadhanam is. Samadhanam, we forget sometime. No worries. Remember it again by discernment and dispassion. Follow all the 5 previous treasures and return to the state of being a seeker. Now, Samadhanam, we discussed that it also means highest state of meditation. Why they say it? Because it solves all the riddles of my life that causes the suffering, anxiety, reaction, duality, conflict. So that reference, the 6th treasure. Samadhanam also means a deeper meditative state. Your discernment is, if I say for example, is 50%, followed by 100% dispassion, even 50% of all the 5 treasures, you live in meditation. And if someone asks you how long you meditate, you can give a reply, yes, I meditate for an hour or 2, sometime 20 minutes. But you are aware that you are living into that state of meditation 24/7. Why? Because now you are living into the higher state of consciousness. Where you experience it in the mind. So mind gives you the knowledge, so you have that knowledge of awareness. Just see that we have yet to cover 8 or 12 topics to continue the journey, but still as a seeker, I am calm, I am relaxed, I am not getting carried away by any riddles of life in the world outside. I have money or I don't have. So I don't have it. So let me find a solution and do some activity, do some work. How simple it is. No, I don't have. That is why I am suffering. And you keep lying on the bed. Lazy. If I don't work, But that work is karma yoga. Remember this, I'm linking this. It's very important. Because I'm a seeker, so I link that work as a karma yoga. So I focus on the action, work, not on the ego part. I am the doer and the enjoyer, and the reward is bound to come. Sooner or later. Sooner or later. This is what covers the 6 treasures. So we said 4-fold practices. The first is discernment, second is dispassion, third comes 6 treasures, and now under the third we have 6 treasures, and the fourth one is known as mumukshu, desire for freedom. So once we follow all the 3 steps, there is a natural inclination and a desire for freedom from the suffering. All the time, 24/7. That person is known as the real seeker, mumukshu. Mumukshu kim. I have an intense desire to bring an end to the suffering. When you wake up in the morning and your honey says you something, in the past you used to get upset, but now you have a smile on the face. One example. You had some fear in the past because you have done first 3 set of practices. You wake up in the morning and the mind returns to the same fear and you smile. I know the solution. Come on. See that is mumukshu. Mumukshu means that mukshu, moksha, mukti, it comes from. So I become a person who is naturally focused, desire for freedom, to bring an end to the suffering. Intense desire means that I am constantly aware in day-to-day life. What will happen? It will bring a tremendous change in your behavior, in your attitude, in your response. You will feel as if you are just playing your role in the world. Intense desire for freedom from the mind, one question. Mind says, when I would become free from the suffering. One question, how to become free from the suffering. One question, what is preventing me not to find my real nature? You are moved by it. Seeker is an internal influencer to the mind. We don't want to be an influencer. 50 million followers or so. It will come on its own. If it comes, accept. If it doesn't come, you are living your life. You are living your life in peace. So think of this. I will summarize in few sessions in totally a different way in the coming weeks, so that you know how to apply these principles into your daily life. Now the time is for practice. Let us start our practice now. Eyes are closed and eyes are closed and body is steady and the mind is facing within. Mentally, you are aware of Namaste Mudra, as if you visualize the hands in Namaste Mudra in front of the ribs and the thumb is touching the sternal notch. You have a feeling. We dream so many things. We imagine we are in stress and fear. So why not we can imagine that our hands are in Namaste Mudra? Check. Discernment. Body is steady. Why discernment here? Body is steady because body is the servant of the mind and the mind is looking inside. This is discernment and clarity. So what will happen? This body will not move at all. It is a natural state of awareness. And you see, unnatural, which we call as a natural. We are watching a movie. Our eyes opens widely. Body becomes stiff because we are watching actor and actresses working on the movie. Unnatural. But we made it very much natural. And here, everything is discernment and dispassion. The highest dispassion that I am not the body that lives in. How to do that? By Namaste Mudra. Namaste means I am full of humility. I'm not interested in the doer and the enjoyer that works like an ego. That is why I look inside the palms in the space. Mind, you are like a space. Why we say that? Have you contemplated? Mind, you're like a space because the space cannot be tainted by anything. Oh, that is the nature of the mind. Yes. But I thought that the mind carries lot of impressions. Yes, they are stored in the saving account. Still they do not touch. That natural state of the mind should be inspired, motivated. How? Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Let there be well-being for all. Why? Well-being for all is a common element, not a special thing. How do we become special? Then we compare, we divide, we perceive after division. So where the mind goes, mind does not go to the shape, size, gender, age, objects, people in the world. It goes to a state of awareness which is well-being. Do you see that? Another way to explain. Sarvesham Shantir bhavatu. Let everyone be in the peace. Do you still remember I explained from the teaching that this peace is like a good space? So intellect perceives the infinite space when your mind says, let everyone be in peace. May there be peace for all. Peace is again a common element. All the common elements are universal. Spatial elements, I was just telling you influencer. So influencer is being spatial. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all. Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu. You see, you are complete in yourself. You are aware of that. I am complete in myself. And then we live in relationship. Just imagine what is going to happen. Well, you are a seeker. You live in the sense of completeness. So you can endure in relationship. But that enduring in relationship is a matter of joy because you want to evolve. So in both ways it works. You endure to evolve. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. The Master says, if I don't seek happiness for anyone outside, I have to imagine what is pain and the suffering in the mind. And the mind imagines it by default. So first I have to be stressed in order to give stress to others. Hence, may there be happiness for all. Mind, live naturally, including enemies. Now see that knowledge has made your body steady. You may have started feeling some sensation in the body, which is always there. But because mind is scattered outside, I don't feel it. And in that state, it is very easy to be comfortable, moving the mind on the entire body and all its joints, being there, feeling, sensation, comfortable, steadiness. Then looking behind that experience of sensation, comfort and steadiness is the space. Directly go to the Namaste Mudra. So here comes one topic, that how to understand that not me. Namaste means not me. What I think nowadays, that I'm the body, I'm the mind, I'm the teacher, I'm the student, I'm the husband, and I'm the wife. So in the state of being comfortable, it becomes easy. Being carefree, so all the thoughts are related to the world outside. Thought means object or a person plus I. And the mind triggers from the past saving account. So I break the knot of that relationship for a while. Thoughts, you are coming, thank you. Not coming, thank you. You are staying, thank you. Do you still recall? Mind acts like a salesman. No, I don't need that. Thank you. Any thought of good, bad, high, low, you are not me. Means no thought. They are coming, they are present, they are very much present. If they are not present, then we are dead. Some people have a wrong notion. No thought should be there. Then you are blank. They are there like a traffic on the road, and you are standing across. And in that state, now we are ready again. We'll continue with that active step of purifying the mind, looking deep inside. Continue to look deep inside the head or the heart in the space. So your natural focus is on the space. And action is start breathing quick, short, and the gentle breathing through the nostrils into the ribs. Continue. Quick, short, and gentle breath. At the same time, you are aware of the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. You are also aware that mind keeps looking inside in a carefree attitude. And stop this. Start breathing deep, silent, and slow. We will do another semi-active step. So the breath is your car. Moving the mind with the breath in the major parts of the body. Mind is the driver. Highway is the space inside. And your intellect that gives the knowledge with the mantra Om Namah Shivaya is the master. So now, as you inhale, move the mind from the right shoulder to the fingertips in the space that is the highway, mentally singing Om Namah Shivaya. The intellect knows the meaning. Om is the real self. Namah means not me. What is not me? This suffering body, mind, intellect, and ego. Then who am I? Shiva. The meaning of the Shiva is beautiful meaning. One meaning is that it is happiness and peace. And it is of the nature of peace and happiness. Continue. When you exhale, mind moves from fingertips to the shoulder, inside the right arm, in the space. So space is highway, mind is the driver, car is deep silence, slow breath, and the intellect. Om Namah Shivaya. When a mind says, I have other business to do it, okay. Let them have a thought, but you continue your journey. Do you see that? You tackle the mind gently. That is the rule of a seeker. And now do the same thing inside the left arm. Intellect is the master. Mind is the driver. Car is the breath. Highway is the space. Om Namah Shivaya. Mentally you are saying. Om Namah Shivaya. This nyasa has a deeper impact on the mind. But we are supporting mind with the intellect, with the knowledge. It will go too far. Now inside the right leg. Breath is deep, silent, and slow, and it is rhythmic. You may have beautiful experiences at the physical level. The body may freeze down, tingling, numbness. The mind may have certain visions and colors. Or the mind is naturally focused to dwell deeper within. How my intellect says Om. Om is our real self that appears as a Shiva. So either as an image that becomes the yoga of love, or as pure peace and happiness, yoga of meditation. Now inside the left leg, you see how smoothly it is happening? Why? Because the mind is not distracted, not running outside. But why? Because of the 6 treasures. We have an intense desire for freedom, not related to excitement, but it is related to the deeper state of calmness and peace within. See the difference. Why? The knowledge is guiding me. Om Namah Shivaya. I appreciate you all. And now inside the spine, from the crown of the head, as you inhale, mind moves down to the tailbone. Intellect says Om Namah Shivaya with a meaning, with understanding, with clarity. Not me, you are classifying internally, not by thought, just by awareness. And as you exhale, mind rises from the tailbone in the spine, or neck, and ultimately to the crown of the head. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya. Mind is moving from crown of the head to the tailbone, and from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Om Namah Shivaya. Can you stop the car? Means you drop the deep silence, slow breathing, and continue with Om Namah Shivaya inside the spine from the crown of the head to the tailbone. So the mind has a total freedom to roam around, but supported by you already know, supported by Om Namah Shivaya. This Om Namah Shivaya is an awareness, knowledge. Om, my ideal nature. Wrong notions dropped by Namaha manifest as peace and happiness. Om Namah Shivaya. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. See, the mind wants to continue to be into that state. That is another indication of the success. Bring your mind to the right hand. Your mind on the left hand. Raise both your palms. Place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms and allow the intellect to work. What happened? And then bring the hands down. How are you, Lara?
I had an interesting experience. So I could keep coming back to Om Namah Shivaya, but I had a lot of thoughts going outside towards things that are going on. And some stuff I was like, where did this come from? But then I was able to come back and just come back.
And it
was nice.
That's what nice, yeah. Yes. So definitely a kind of separation is there. That is what we want. How are you, David and Jerry?
I really enjoyed the talk at the beginning and gave me some freedom when you kind of said thoughts come and go, don't label them as good or bad, they just are. Or at least that was my interpretation of what you said. And then the message about your mind is like a salesman. So, I diligently put a no solicitation sign up.
That's good.
In front of me. So I had a very good, very, very deep, quick, peaceful inner place today. It was great.
Beautiful. You see that you pick up any word teaching of these great masters and it takes you there. That is why you see that we give lot of interpretation and explanation of each verse by our masters. As a traditional teacher, beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
I'm doing well, sir. It was during the quick, short breath, I had a tickle and a sneeze, and it kind of sat with me a bit because I found that the things that we encounter day to day is like that tickle. And if we take the calmness and that peace with us to all those tickles in our lives, and get more knowledge and more clarity so that we can find resolution.
That's another
right in our daily life, then that's, you bring that peace that's inside outside. But sometimes it's not met
Yeah.
It's met with a lot of resistance sometimes, but that's okay.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. So the moment why we say, okay, okay, there is a problem. You are creating my mind, so let me start thinking. Let me find a solution. Not getting upset, not getting frustrated. That's a wonderful explanation. How are you, Barbara? I don't see you, Terry. Are you there? I see a beautiful lamp. Yes, go ahead, Barbara.
I'm feeling very good. I felt like I was just floating around in this beautiful blue light.
Beautiful.
And then I just felt very light, like a feather, and happy.
Oh, beautiful. That's a beautiful experience. You have done a lot of practices. We have done a lot of practices together. So that is returning back. Beautiful. How are you, Vaibhav? Now Terry has come, yes.
Sir, I'm calm. My experience is like that. I was there, and I know that any of the experiences which is coming, that is not me.
Yeah.
When I know this, then it's going, and I'm coming at the back, absorbing with the space. When I'm absorbing with the space, then I always know that whatever is coming will go, and then it makes me very calm and relaxed. It makes me free.
Yes, that is really beautiful. That is one of the 9 topics we will cover. That we are not an experiences, we are an experiencer. That's a beautiful interpretation. How are you, Terry? Where are you? What happened? Who?
There. I don't want to say anything about the negative aspects of my.
Okay, I like
don't
it.
want to do that. But I want to say that what Jerry said is, I think, true, because now I can't remember how to word it, but I continue to, even though it was like a big wall of, resistance, I think.
Yeah.
Is what he said. And a little tiny
I love
like
you.
a giant army of resistance and one little tiny peace warrior. But I just kept the peace warrior going at the enemy.
Beautiful. You see the intense desire, the intensity of Terry, in spite of all the challenges. Do we have these challenges in our life? No. And still we are upset. Think of this. That is what he is doing.
I want to be angry because I'm intensely.
Whenever you want to be angry over me.
But I have to drop that because it's something that I have to let go of.
Yes. That's
very hard for me.
That is really very strong understanding. Beautiful. How are you, Christina?
Thank you for this morning. That was wonderful. I really enjoyed, I didn't enjoy. I thank you for starting with the breath work. That really just set me to getting to that state very quickly. So that was interesting to observe. Thank you.
Beautiful, Christina. Continue. How are you, Sangeeta?
बहुत अच्छा लगा जैसे ऐसे लग रहा था जैसे वाइट लाइट फ्लो कर रही है ऊपर से आ रही है और अंदर फ्लो कर रही है बड़ा एकदम peaceful था.
Deeper experience. She said that she feels the white light descending down from her head down. So that was another Beautiful experience. How are you, Ashok?
Sir, namaste.
Namaste, sir.
So it is a good experience, and mind was going out sometimes, then putting discernments and applying the knowledge, then it is coming back. I mean, it is progressive. I mean, with applying the knowledge and all that.
Yeah. That is a sign of the progress. So look back and start thinking without going into the past. Discernment, dispassion, desire. 3D.
3D.
And then we cover the 6 treasures. Samadhana, Uparati, Shraddha, Samadhanam. So when we follow, we keep that knowledge in the intellect, and then you start living outside, thinking. You have a project, do your business, you have a relationship, express out of these 6 treasures and the 3D, and you see. So now this knowledge must be applied to each and every thought, speech and action, so that the karma becomes karma yoga. So it is only because of our action we get upset, but now every action is supported by them. So how dare the mind can cause any problem? That is all for today. We'll meet on next session. Thank you very much.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
ठीक है प्रभु जी.